Now, live in studio, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. He's a successful entrepreneur, published author, top listing agent, a real estate and finance expert that goes to bat for you every day as a consumer advocate. Your host and the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes.
And welcome to Consumer Quarterback Show, helping you win in any marketplace. That's our goal. That's our mantra. We want to help you win in any marketplace. Consumer Quarterback Show. Save our hotline number in your phone. At some point, you may need it. 813-750-0550. You can call or text that line. It's an off-air number, 813-750-0550. Call or text the hotline. Any questions, comments you may have from the show, we'd love to connect with you and introduce you to our 50-plus show partners, 80 categories of consumer advocate content and advice right here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. We want to be your consumer advocate here on the Bay Area in Tampa Bay. And quick shout out to the Bilmar Beach Resort, the official hotel partner of the Consumer Quarterback Show, the Bilmar Beach Resort. We'd love to have you support them. Reach out to Clyde Smith. He's the general manager. 2 pools on site, 90% of the rooms overlooking the beach. Great opportunity to support a local business. And Treasure Island, Florida, Bilmar Beach Resort. Make sure you let them know the real estate quarterback sent you. All right, I want to talk to you about a hot listing that we've got here, 1200 Gulf Boulevard. We've got the penthouse listed right here on Sand Key. Gorgeous property, close to 4,000 square feet heated, a.k.a. under air. We should say under air here in Florida instead of heated, but that's the way they do it, I guess. And you got 3 terraces, beautiful views of the intercoastal waterways, the Gulf of Mexico. Just a great opportunity to live in one of the most prestigious zip codes in all of Tampa Bay, one of the most expensive zip codes in all of Tampa Bay. This one's on 1200 Gulf Boulevard, number 1805, right here in Clearwater, Florida. Penthouse for sale. Beautiful property here in Tampa Bay. Resort-style amenities, parking and garage, 1,100 square foot of spaces, Gulf side balconies. Beautiful property. You can see all of our listings at platinummvpteam.kw.com.
This is God's country.
Shout out to Blake there, Blake Shelton there. So in studio today, Aaron Case, Mold Zero. Welcome back in, my friend.
Thank you. Nice to be back.
Yeah, man. Give us a little teaser what you want to talk about today.
Well, today I thought I'd talk about the rainy season coming up, flooding, the need for immediate action, drying your home, and what can be done to handle that.
Yeah, absolutely. So you guys have expanded. Brandon has done a great job growing the company, and into the different areas as well. So now you're doing the complete renovations as well and the dry out.
Yep, we're pretty much becoming a one-stop shop.
Nice.
So we're able to handle all the aspects of restoration from beginning to, final product, which is, your home back to, the way it was before, or hopefully even better. Nice.
And, vertically integrated, that's pretty cool. I like that.
Yep.
So more from Aaron Case coming up here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. On the line, we got Fred MUTH, Tampa Screens and Aluminum. Fred, you there, my friend?
I am. Aaron, yes, yeah. I'm going to talk about the rain and the rainy season and the water and where the water's going to go after we pour a slab in South Tampa and try to figure out how to make the water to go back to the bay instead of running through the streets and back into the with the non-retention ponds and everything else. So that's a good subject. I always like to cover that because it's really a big issue in our business. Percolation is very important. It's important to me personally. I don't agree with making water go in all bad directions. I think the water should go in the right direction, and it's a tough challenge, especially down there in the South Tampa area. But I was also going to talk about the thriving industry at this point. We're full throttle. Tampa Screens is full throttle with this business. We probably 50, 60 leads a week are coming across my plate. Tough to handle, but we handle them. And the building boom is hot. Brandon, you would know that. So the real estate market is on fire, so to speak, and the screen enclosures businesses, they basically ride the coattails of the real estate market.
Yeah, and the economy as well. Luckily, we get a great governor here in Florida, keeping us open, keeping us free, and allowing us to prosper. And Fred is on the line here. Fred MUTH, Tampa Screens and Aluminum, a.k.a. the Tin Man. So he's got a great company. Longtime friend of the program as well. Support the local economy by supporting local contractors and business owners here. We are expecting Alex LIMA as well, Blackbelt Fitness and Martial Arts here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. And we have a really cool story. Community celebrates World War II veterans' 100th birthday with a 100-vehicle parade. So shout out to our veterans, by the way. We love to work with veterans. With the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty, we offer discounts for veterans, first responders, military, teachers, and nurses. So we're going to help you with that as well. So we love it when there's good things happening around the veteran community. Many of those veterans, of course, sacrifice limbs and life to serve us and to protect us. So big shout out to our veterans here from the Consumer Quarterback Show as well. And Fred, I'm going to go back to you, my friend. So let's talk a little bit about that. Let's just explore this rain and groundwater and rainwater and the percolation, because it's such a key part. And you look at, especially South Tampa, certain areas in South Tampa, it rains, it floods, cars stall. What's the solution down there, and what have you seen going on with the contractor side?
Well, the solution, in my opinion, is really not one that I want to endorse, which would be slow down on the building, basically, because you cannot continue to pour concrete in South Tampa and expect that water to go in a good direction. It tries to follow, obviously, the least resistance, the lowest path. But, unfortunately, South Tampa is so low. I don't know what. I think the highest point, I'm just guessing, may be 10 feet above sea level, 10 to 12 above sea level, somewhere down there.
Yeah.
And that's just not high enough. I have friends that have property down there. Every time it rains, they just, they call me. They say, hey, any other suggestions? And I really don't have any because it's, $500,000, $700,000 homes. That water is everywhere. And basically, it doesn't get into the houses, but it's all over the driveways. The streets are somewhat unpassable. And if it rains at 2:00 in the afternoon on a Wednesday, that water's still there Thursday afternoon in most cases, and it's just not running off the way it should. I don't know what the mechanical solution would be. I'm sure there's some things in the works. I've heard about certain things with retaining walls and this and that and the other. I think you knew something about that as well at one point, but I don't know where they are with that. And I can't see how really that works, because basically you're going to retain what's going to, what's coming in from the bay, but let's get rid of the water that's there. And how do we make it to get back to the bay? And when the bay is high, when the tide is high, the water has nowhere to go.
Yeah, exactly. That's a challenge that we have as far as infrastructure. And speaking of that as well, the Selman Extension recently opened in Tampa Bay, a 1.9-mile overland toll bridge. The Selman West Extension enables motorists to drive from the Gandy Bridge to Brandon without hitting a stoplight. So it's interesting, and that was a $230 million project that began in 2018 to create a 1.9-mile overland toll bridge. A lot of money for 1.9 miles, isn't it?
Sure is, but well needed down there. Very well needed. When I saw that was in the planning stages, I was very pleased to see that was going to happen. The intersection of West Shore and Gandy. It's basically it's a bottleneck forever.
Yeah.
From 3:30, 4:00 on. So now it's going to eliminate that problem.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, talk to us about when you look at these options you have. I know you have some new models as well with your Tampa Screens and Aluminum. You're putting on those beautiful screen rooms, lanais, patios. Enjoying that in between space between the outside of the home and the inside of the home, kind of in between that high humidity sometimes in the afternoons in the summer and that internal cooler temperature. Talk to us about some of the options you have.
Okay, the in-between space is a term that you coined, and it works very well. I've heard other people starting to use that now, Brandon, so it's catching on. The one option that I really think is tremendous at this point is what's called the panoramic view that's available for both pool cages as well as screen rooms. And why I think it's so good, because I would say 20 years ago, this product was, it was a desirable design by homeowners who wanted it, but we had no engineering to go forward. And I'm guessing it's 20 years. I'll say approximately 20 years. Finally, the engineering was approved, and the products became available to build these enclosures where you can span. If you had to span up to 100 feet, you could. I don't sell them with that type of a span. I personally don't really like the 100-foot span, or it's not 100 foot. I think it's 60. I'm mistaken on that. But they have product now that will allow for that. And I just think it's a little too far, in my opinion. I like to span at the most about 25 feet. For example, I did a nice job in Riverview several months ago, and it was a 75-foot run in the back, and he had, I think there was 10 panels there on the old cage. And when we got done, it ended up with 3 panels. Nice open view, nice lake behind his house, beautiful. And of course, we did the same on the sides for this customer. So that, to me, is a tremendous product that was really in the works for quite some time. And and I'm guessing at these time frames, I believe that the engineering came through maybe 8-10 years ago. And it's really, really been going wild ever since. Not really necessary if you don't have a pleasing backdrop to the back of the property. But if you back up to, say, a lake or a golf course and you want to open that up, it's beautiful. I sold quite a few in the River Hills community. I think you're familiar with the River Hills.
Yep.
Homes built on the course, and I've got several of them down there. Where some of these cages I'm replacing now. I sold some of these cages 20 years ago, and now we're just taking the cage down and putting up another one with the panoramic view. Very, very nice product. I believe we have exhibits on our website. Are you able to pull that up?
Yeah, let's pull the website up there, John. So Tampa Screens and Aluminum. We're talking with Fred Muth, the Tin Man here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Got some great options there. And we got to take a quick break here. When we come back, we're going to see if we can get Alex Lima as well on the line. Black Belt Fitness and Martial Arts, Alex Lima, and Aaron Case in studio, Mold Zero. So stay with us. We're going to take a quick break. We'll come right back here, and we're also going to talk about our feel-good story of the day. Community celebrates World War II veterans' 100th birthday with a 100-vehicle parade. Stay with us. Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
Hey, this is Grant Cardone, and you're listening to Consumer Quarterback Show, hosted by my friend Brandon Rhymes. Do not touch that dial. I'll come right through the radio and grab your throat.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-670-7372. Online at consumerqb.com.
My friends, when choosing a listing agent to sell your home, their track record is critically important. Dennis Prager here for Brandon and Lindsay Rhymes, owners of Platinum MVP Team at Keller Williams Real Estate. They're consistently rated by the MLS in the top 1% of all Tampa Bay realtors, and that's a big deal. Brandon and Lindsay are always among the top realtors in the state. Call them today at 813-750-0550.
Find them at platinummvpteam.kw.com.
Selling commercial or residential property? Don't leave money on the table. List with the Platinum MVP Team at Keller Williams Realty. I'm Brandon Rhymes. Reach me at 813-670-7372 or platinummvpteam.com.
My name is James DeJerome, and I produce the Consumer Quarterback Show for Brandon Rhymes. The Consumer Quarterback Show is a team, a group of like-minded professionals who partner together to provide our audience sound advice, knowledge, and information to make them wiser consumers. We work with all types of business owners and aggressively promote our local economy. We're currently conducting interviews for our expert contributors. If you own a business or know someone who would benefit from the exposure our show provides, please contact us at 813-750-0550 or online at consumerqb.com.
You're listening to the Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. Online at consumerqb.com.
And we're back. Brandon Rhymes, Consumer Quarterback Show, powered by the Platinum MVP Team at Keller Williams Realty, helping you win in your real estate deals. If you're buying, selling, or investing, we would love to talk to you. We're a top 1% ranked real estate team here in Tampa Bay, and we got some hot listings here in Tampa Bay. We like to feature our real estate listings live on air on our show to get extra exposure for our sellers. So if any sellers out there, We're going to help you win in negotiations. I'm also a certified negotiation expert, and we're going to help you win in exposure. So check out this property, for example, 1780 Clearwater Largo Road. This is a commercial building, corner lot location on a major thoroughfare in Pinellas County. 1780 Clearwater Largo Road is a large building. It's an open air style building, and you've got the large bay doors that you can roll up, so you could roll a business, your RVs in there, trailers, whatever you're working with. Almost 2,400 square feet. Hot corner location, 2 garage doors, bay doors that open up, and 40 to 50,000 vehicles a day driving by, 12 parking spots, 1780 Clearwater Largo Road, commercial opportunity right here in beautiful Tampa Bay. Also, 202 South West Shore Boulevard. This is a property that is a corner lot location as well, just 1 block south of Kennedy, right there at Cleveland and West Shore. Great opportunity to own vacant land, buy and build, potentially turn it into a commercial location right here in beautiful Tampa Bay. And you can see all of our listings at platinummvpteam.kw.com. All right. So feel-good story of the day coming up. World War II veterans, 100th birthday, really cool. Let's give a shout out to Chad Irrigation, local contractor here in Tampa Bay. And if you want to add irrigation to your home, if you want to access any lake water, that's what they did with our home. We live on a lake, so we pulled the water right out of the lake, using that for our irrigation. Victor and his team over at Chad Irrigation, they do such a great job. First-hand experience, first-class organization, did a great job. Chad Irrigation here in Tampa Bay. Facebook.com/Chad Irrigation. You can find them online as well. Make sure you let them know the real estate quarterback sent you. All right, Fred Muth on the show. Alex Lima, Blackbelt Fitness and Martial Arts coming up as well. Aaron Case with Mold Zero, moldzero.com, helping you understand your buying decisions here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. That's what we love to do. So I want to go back to Fred Muth, Tampa Screens and Aluminum. Fred, what else are you seeing out there in the real estate space, man?
I see a piece of land on a Wednesday for sale and a piece of land not for sale on a Thursday. It's gobbled up that quick.
Yeah.
I see houses go that fast. I had a friend of mine ask me, say, "Hey, I'm trying to find something. I'm ready." So I went by 3 places. They're brand new on the market. We made the phone call. Next day they were gone.
Yeah.
In the brand new. That's what's happening in this business, and that sounds like a pipe dream, so to speak, but it's reality. There's just not enough inventory out there to satisfy the demand. And, of course, you see that as well. And that makes it good for everybody, but it's not so good for the guy that's really trying to buy a house real fast because it's not happening. He's not able to get there, not able to get it. This area, and it's my understanding, it's not just the entire. It's not. I'm sorry, I should reword that. It is very, very hot in the Tampa Bay area, and not necessarily as hot the rest of the country. The rest of the country is in good shape. Things are. The economy's nice. Economy's good. Real estate market's good, but it's on fire down here, so to speak. It is just unbelievable. This is what we saw back in 2003 and 2004, and it's back. The boom is back. We're not going to have the problems that we had back then because of the problems with the finance companies. You know that story. We're not going to have that situation. I think we're going to continue to go in a pretty good direction here for a couple of years.
Yeah.
Because people are moving down from the Northeast, from the Northwest. They're trying to get away from the cold. They're trying to get away from the taxes. The taxes are horrendous up there. A friend of mine lives in Virginia, and he told me the other day, he says, because I've got a couple cars. I'm a classic car guy. He says, you couldn't do this where I live. He says, they tax you on each car. I said, you're kidding. He says, yeah, they tax you on the cars. I didn't know that. I learned that the other day. So everything in the north is just tax. Down here, we're still pretty good.
Freedom rings in Florida.
I'm embarrassed to tell my friends up north what I pay for my real estate taxes at my house. I'm just embarrassed. So I changed the subject real quick.
Yeah, well, hey, a lot better, as far as local government, state government down here in when you look at the migration patterns, of course, yeah, it's coming from a lot of the blue states down to red. Hopefully they're not turning the states. We talked about that in previous shows as well. When you look at the voting, people are basically they're voting with their feet, in their cars. They're driving to the states where the opportunities are there, the freedom is there, the mask mandates have gone away in many different cases. Of course, businesses can still tell you to wear the mask. But yeah, right. So Fred Muth, Tampa Screens and Aluminum on the show. Do we have Alex Lima yet? Is Alex on the show? Okay, I guess
yeah,
not.
buddy. I'm here. I'm trying to save my my visuals for a second. I think.
Okay, so we got Alex
the
Lima,
camera might
Blackbelt
die
Fitness.
On me, but you should still have audio on.
Perfect. All right, so we got Alex on the show, Blackbelt Fitness and Martial Arts, right here in Tampa Bay. What are you seeing out there, my friend?
Nothing, man. Just staying busy. It's nice to have, the sports in general, kind of coming back to what it was, pre-COVID era. I guess we can say, we're starting to see fans in the stands at some events. As far as competitions and things going, obviously, like your big organizations like the UFC and the better, the ones that got the bankroll in order to host events out of the country could, keep events going. But a lot of smaller shows could not do that, with all the pandemic stuff. And now that's starting to open up a little bit. There's some crazy rules when it comes to holding competitions and stuff, but at least we're out there and competitors like myself and my students and people I train, we finally have an arena to be able to, test our skills and do what we love to do. So,
yeah, that's awesome, man. Getting out there and exercising, working, staying active, learning to self-defense strategies, learning how to protect yourself, protect your family. Now more than ever, I think it's key. You look at some of the stuff happening with rioting and some of the expected riots and things. It's almost like if a certain faction doesn't get their way, it's like, okay, well, we're expecting violence. So you got to be ready to protect yourself, protect your family as well.
Absolutely. I mean, violence since the beginning of time has been a reality. I mean, not to get like biblical and stuff, but Cain and Abel. I mean, like since the beginning of time, we've had violence has been just in our way, whether it's human beings or animals, even certain plants and other forms of life, bacteria and stuff attack each other. So violence is just it happens. It's part of our nature, and unfortunately it's part of our circle of life. What is not in our nature is everybody realizing that they can do something about it, that they can train forms of self-defense or better protect their home, get a better security system, get, firearm training, get hand-to-hand combat, hang out with the right kinds of people. Those kind of things, for whatever reason, are just not natural. And for me, it's natural because I've been doing this stuff for so long. So I kind of I don't comprehend it. I don't understand why people don't take it more seriously. But I mean, I don't understand a lot of things in life. So.
Yeah, well, it's true. I mean, you look at, the different types of things that we're attracted to. And I teed up a clip I'm going to play in the next segment for you. But I want to talk about the feminization of men, the attack on the American family more and more, and especially specifically that male role model or that family, the dad in the homes. You look at everything from Disney TV. I remember as my daughter was growing up, I would watch the Disney shows, and it was like they would crack jokes on the dad. It was ha ha ha, laughing at dad, and then also more you're finding it where they're feminizing men in America. They're turning, and even Brad Paisley wrote a song about it. If you listen to country music, he wrote a song called "I'm Still a Guy." And he kind of jokes about, his eyebrows aren't plucked. There's a gun in his truck, and thank God he's still a guy. All the men lining up to get neutered, running out to be feminized, So it's definitely something that's happening, and you even get the terms of, different types of terms online as far as, not bromance, but that's one, but, just those types of things that you find. So people, we're getting more and more away in certain aspects of the male being the protector, those types of things. I want to explore that with you. I want to unpack that idea more with Alex Lima, Black Belt Fitness and Martial Arts, self-defense expert. Also talk a little bit about nutrition as well with Alex Lima coming up. More from Fred Muth, Tampa Screens and Aluminum, and Aaron Case here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, moldzero.com, one of our longtime friends of the program. Plus, we have our feel-good story of the day. Awesome. I love celebrating our World War II veteran here, 100th birthday with 100 vehicles Vehicle Parade. Follow us online. We would love to connect with you as well at Brandon Rhymes 1 on Instagram and Twitter. Consumer Quarterback Show page on Facebook, as well as the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty on Facebook as well. We'll be right back after this short break. Don't go anywhere.
This is Chris Voss, former FBI lead hostage negotiator and owner of the Black Swan Group, and you're listening to Consumer Quarterback Show hosted by my friend Brandon Rhymes.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-670-7372. Online at consumerqb.com.
All right, Johnny, let me know when you want to proceed. All righty, stand by.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You're listening to The Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, online at consumerqb.com. Brandon is Tampa Bay's #1 consumer advocate for real estate and financial advice. Call Brandon today at 813-670-7372.
And we're back. Brandon Rhymes, Consumer Quarterback Show, Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty. And, of course, we love to help you win in any marketplace. That is our mantra around here. And giving a shout-out to Replenish IV Solutions, the science of nutritional balance. I love going over to Replenish IV Solutions. They got multiple locations here in Tampa Bay. I go down to the Gandy Boulevard location at least once every 3 or 4 weeks. I go and I have the nurse hook me up with a vitamin infusion drip. And what they're doing is they're putting vitamins, minerals, electrolytes, all the good stuff, zinc. They have different types of what you typically you hear about the Myers cocktail, but different types of those that you can hook up to, put the crucial vitamins and nutrients back in your body, helping you perform at optimal conditions. Reach out to Replenish IV Solutions, Stephen and Lisa Gunn, and make sure you let them know the real estate quarterback sent you. Take them up on those special offers and incentives just by mentioning that you're a fan of the Consumer Quarterback Show. All right, we got a bar for sale here in Tampa Bay. Have you ever thought about owning your own nightclub or bar? Great opportunity for you. 5402 US Highway 92 in Plant City. This is a great opportunity. It's the Finish Line Saloon. Got a bar available, corner lot location, room for expansion, and it also comes with the 4COP beverage license, which that is a mobile license. You could take that to, for example, if you want to throw a party downtown at one of the hotels or even the Hard Rock or something, you rent a room, you take this license with you, and now you got a mobile party business as well. Great opportunity. 5402 US Highway 92, bar in Plant City for sale, the Finish Line Saloon. Great opportunity. I got another business opportunity here. 1602 East MLK, Gill's Body Shop available. Gill's Body Shop here in Tampa Bay available. 1602 East MLK, Gill's Body Shop. This is a great opportunity as well. What you have here is a 45-year reputation in business. The building, corner lot location, body shop available for sale, $499,000. Great opportunity right here in beautiful Tampa Bay. You can see all of our listings at platinummvpteam.kw.com. All right, we got Alex Lima on the line, Blackbelt Fitness and Martial Arts. Alex, we were kind of talking a bit about, the feminization of men. And before I play this clip, I just wanted to get just a little reaction from you of what you're seeing.
Yeah, man. I mean, it goes back to what I said a minute ago about how there's a lot of things that I don't understand. I mean, in simplest form, in my personal opinion, and of course everybody's entitled to theirs, is, people can do whatever they want as long as it doesn't affect me and my family. I don't care. Right. But unfortunately, a lot of times people are trying to, slam things down our throat, even if we don't want to participate in it.
Yeah.
But as far as that topic there, again, my personal opinion, I feel there is something very great about a man being masculine. Yeah. I think it's fantastic to be the hunter and the gatherer and the protector of the family and the main provider. I also think it's absolutely beautiful for a woman to be feminine.
Yeah.
And I just think it's kind of the way that things were always intended to be. That being said, I have no issue. I train women. I train some really tough women. I have no problem with them wanting to do what would be, quote unquote, masculine activities. There's nothing wrong with that. I train my daughter. I want my daughter to be able to be kind of like, play any sport she wants and does what she want to do. But at the same time, I want her to understand that it's perfectly natural and beautiful to be feminine and to be a woman as well. And same thing with being men. Like, I think men should be men. Go be masculine, and all this like feminine. I don't even know so much if it's like a feminine type movement towards men. I just think it's they're trying to say that there's too much machismo and stuff in the way that. And I guess over time there have been some instances where men have overstepped and has kind of like let testosterone and ego get in the way of forms of progression.
Sure.
But at the same time, like you need some of that testosterone and in order to progress. So there needs to be a masculine. There's got to be balance, yin and yang, right?
Yep.
There has to be masculine and feminine to everything in order for there to be balance. And the way the society is right now, they're trying to make a great imbalance, and that, in the end, in the long haul, is going to be detrimental.
Oh, yeah. Even in the military, you've seen it. We had Captain Will Smith on the show talking about they're trying to make it as well in terms of the airline industry, hiring pilots of a certain ethnicity versus, whoever's the best at the job, regardless of the skin color or ethnicity. So you're seeing that push all over the place in different areas. I got a clip here I want to play relating to that as well, talking about testosterone levels as well and along the lines of the feminization. I believe this is from the Charlie Kirk show.
We're seeing testosterone rates plummet amongst men in our country. The media hates when I talk about this, so I make sure I talk about it at least once a week. That men are less manly today than any other time in human history. So what does that all mean? I'm not saying violent crime is necessarily an output of all those things, but those things contribute.
Yeah, so just right there, he's talking about the testosterone, just in general, the way that people are acting, and then of course you get into the statistics of violent crime. The crime levels in terms of guns specifically, aren't what the media makes it look out to. The activist media out there as well. So any reaction from that?
Yeah, and so like piggyback onto that, like testosterone levels and stuff are also down not just for like the feminization of things, but like our way of life, the foods we eat, the harmful chemicals in
exactly.
it. People not working out as more. You don't even have to work out to look like a supermodel. You have to do some sort of physical fitness. But let's be really clear on something. Our way of life, the safety that we have in this country, and what has made this country great over time, as well as, other places around the world that are strong, has been because of, women have participated, but masculine men that have fought to protect and preserve these rights and create and pave this way.
Yeah.
So to try to do away with that, like, do people don't comprehend what's going to happen if you completely take away with quote unquote masculinity in this world. Like, they're not ready for the repercussions that are going to happen. It all sounds fine and dandy. Hey, listen, you want to get rid of guns? Cool. But you got to get rid of everybody's gun. As long as he has a gun, though, you better let me keep mine.
That's right.
You don't want people to fight and be violent and to train how to do hand-to-hand combat? That's fine. But you have to 100% guarantee me that I'll never have to use these hands to protect myself. You can't do that.
Right.
So don't take away my right to be a man and the way that I see fit and what I see is necessary for my household and for my, to preserve my way of life, for just because of an agenda that's incorrect. I don't force my agenda on you. Don't force it on me.
Yeah, exactly. We're talking with Alex Lima here, Black Belt Fitness and Martial Arts on the Consumer Quarterback Show. So let's stick to that theme. I was hoping you had mentioned nutrition because I think there are some foods. Because it came out also, remember how soy was the big kick about 7-8 years ago? Soy, it's a healthy alternative. Found out that it wasn't so healthy after all. Correct?
Well, I'm very well read on it, but I don't claim to be have a biology degree or whatever. And when it comes to soy and stuff, but there are studies that show that soy does, reduce testosterone levels. And if you look at a lot of foods, when they're putting substitutes and hormones in it, they're adding soy to kind of make up for whatever they take out in order to, quote unquote, make it more healthy.
Right.
That being said, it takes an obnoxious amount of soy in order to like truly reduce a man's like testosterone level or anybody's, normal natural testosterone level. But it adds up though, if the burger you eat from this place has soy in it and the protein shake you're drinking has soy in it, over time you're compounding multiple sources and you are going to see a drop in your natural testosterone levels.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense, man. So when it comes to nutrition, look, can you give us just a brief, here's the brief overlook of a way to possibly, keep yourself, in a potential position where you're not going to have, issues with cholesterol, you're lowering your saturated fat. What's your take on nutrition?
Eat better, in simplest form. You have to eat in a manner just like, anything with money and stuff like that. You have to live and you have to eat, we're talking about food, but you have to eat in a manner that is conducive to what it is you're trying to accomplish.
Yeah.
If you want to just lose weight, well, then you have to burn more calories than you take in. If you want to put on size, you have to take in more calories than you burn. If you want to watch your cholesterol levels or you have to lower your cholesterol levels, then you have to eat food that is conducive to doing that. If you want to look like a football player or you want to be built like a tennis player or soccer player or mixed martial artist, you have to train and eat in that manner. So you have to follow a lifestyle that is conducive to what you're trying to accomplish.
Yeah.
And that's going to take some self-study as well. I mean, I can only tell people so much in like a 2-3 minute, conversation.
Yeah.
If they want to talk with me more, I'd be glad to sit down and talk with anybody about how to help them reach their goals. Or, you can do some self-study as well. But the benefit of getting with a good, strong source is I take the guesswork out for you. I've made the mistakes and I've read the material. I can tell you what it is to do in order to achieve your goal.
How do they contact you, Alex?
You can reach me at 813-426-1588, or you can look up Black Belt Fitness and Martial Arts Club or Black Belt Jones on YouTube and Instagram, at blackbelt_jitsu on Instagram and Twitter. And I got lots of free content on there, and anybody can always, hit me up in the DMs as well.
Awesome. I enjoy working out with you, my friend, and I know lots of people do. And teaching, martial arts, boxing, kickboxing, all types of strategies. You're a champion. Keep up the good work, my friend.
Hey, much love, man. Appreciate you.
Take care, brother. All right, coming up, Aaron Case, Mold Zero on the show, Consumer Quarterback Show. We're going to talk about, right now with the rainy weather and the humidity levels, you potentially could be exposed to mold, and mold is a silent killer in the homes. Stay with us right here on the show, plus our feel-good story of the day coming up right after this short break. Don't go anywhere.
This is Warwick Dunn, and you're listening to the Real Estate Quarterback Show hosted by my man, Brandon Rhymes.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-670-7372. Online at consumerqb.com.
This is Diane Vance with Fairway Independent Mortgage, a member of the Consumer Quarterback Show. Please give me a call for any of your mortgage needs. We do all sorts of loans. If you would like information on a mortgage, you can text me or call me at 727-647-8199. I will take care of all your mortgage needs. Go to my website at dianevance.com.
Ian Beckles here with my man, Brandon Rhymes, a.k.a. the Real Estate Quarterback. Brandon, what's happening with the market?
Thanks, Ian. We are in a low inventory market, so any of our listeners are homeowners and would like a free comparable market analysis or a 2.5% listing, we will honor this for the first 3 listeners who call or text in 813-773-1253. Free CMA and a 2.5% real estate listing at 813-773-1253. Check out consumerqb.com. Selling commercial or residential property? Don't leave money on the table. List with the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty. I'm Brandon Rhymes. Reach me at 813-670-7372 or platinummvpteam.com.
You're listening to the Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. Online at consumerqb.com.
All right, Brandon Rhymes, Consumer Quarterback Show. Every day we tell you something positive here in our feel-good story of the day.
Tell me something good.
Okay, the community celebrates World War II veterans' 100th birthday with a 100-vehicle parade. The city of Frisco, Texas celebrated one of their oldest residents with a 100-vehicle parade. Burnett Bernie Sutter turned 100 years old on April 7th, and Sutter is a World War II veteran. grandfather of 3, great-grandfather of 8. His family said his memories are now fading, but his daughter said, days like this, it keeps his memory and sacrifices to his country alive. And, quote, I'm just extremely proud of him. We need to pass that along to our children. What these people were able to do for our freedoms and save, and we have today, end quote, said his daughter, Sandy Sutter. So shout out to all of our veterans out there, and the greatest generation. They say, those folks that went over. Think about, I've heard it talked about courage as well. We talked about courage. Courage is taking on something without even knowing what the outcome will be. Think about the folks that stormed Normandy. Welcome into the show, Aaron Case.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, man.
Good to be back.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm also very thankful for our veterans, too. My dad was a veteran. My uncle was a veteran. Well, one of the guys that works at Mold Zero was a Army Ranger.
Nice.
So, yeah, we definitely support our veterans.
Very cool.
Well, let's talk about water and mold.
Yes, let's do it.
So I was, mentioning the rainy season. We get a lot of flooding happening. We get a lot of humidity coming up. And one of the things Mold Zero is able to do is we have a department of Mold Zero called, we do dry out, right? So we can actually do structural dry out. We can remove the water from the home. Floods usually come from either storm surges or some sort of pipe break or some sort of vent in the home. And it's key to handle the water because water is what mold needs to grow. Yeah. Mold is a living organism like you or I, so it needs the life triangle: air, water, food. It can find nutrients in dust, in hair fibers, in all sorts of things. And so you put some moisture in there. Oxygen is already present, and you have mold. It then releases the mycotoxins, and that is the silent killer.
Yeah, definitely. And you find it. We've had conversations about it in the past where sometimes people have family members that are sick. The kids are getting sick. They can't figure out. They try to eliminate every other thing. Is it what they ate? Is it the whatever it might be? And they say, wow, let's one of the doctors suggests you should have Mold Zero do a mold test and check behind the baseboards, etc. Yeah. And many times you've had that happen.
Yeah, we'll find mold, or we'll have there's an independent inspection company. Sometimes we'll call in to do a mycotoxin test because you can detect the spores, but sometimes if you want to look for the mycotoxins because that's what's affecting you. You can also get mycotoxin testing on yourself, right? And more close to home, on a personal note, I have a stepson. He's 7 now. He was 4 at the time. I was in a home that held mold, and I didn't realize it. It was a Florida room that we never went into. The backyard was graded toward the house. Some genius decided to grade it that way, right? Jeez. So all the water was just running in the Florida room. Well, the master bedroom of my wife and I has double doors that led into the Florida room that we just never opened. It had like a dresser partially blocking it. Yep. Well, on the other side, it was covered with mold, and all that was going right in. And what I noticed was my stepson had constant runny noses, and he was getting, there was an attitude change where he was aggressive, angry. It was really odd. Wow. Right? And when I found the problem, we ended up moving to a different location, and matter of fact, my new location, Mold Zero treated, right? Yep. And I noticed that within a week, the runny noses were gone. Wow. And his attitude shifted. Wow. So small children, and this is dear to my heart because I just had a baby, and I love my stepson too. He's my own. I treat him as my own kid, Exactly. And, the thing with infants, toddlers, and children is their hearts beat twice as fast as ours. So they take in 4 times the volume of air. Right. So they're more susceptible. So whenever I'm doing an inspection or a free estimate, I like to go into the home if I know there's kids, I care about everybody, obviously, but that's dear to my heart. I like to help families. Yeah. Because kids are affected the most, and they don't always know how to articulate it or describe it to us.
Yeah, right on, Aaron. Yeah. Aaron Case, Mold Zero, moldzero.com here on the show. And yeah, so the drying out process, sometimes you see these properties, it's abandoned in the summertime or it's a winter type of state. Whenever there is a mold event, can you a lot of times strip down the drywall, leave the studs in place, treat the studs, and then rebuild from there?
Yes. Obviously it depends on the situation and the degree of decay or rot or, how it's affected. Yeah. But, if there's structural involved. It gets a little more involved, but usually we can, encapsulate with special mold blocking paint and sand and scrub down the studs.
Yep.
I mean, we're a full service company.
Yeah.
So not only can we do the dry out, we can work with self-pay, insurance, but we can go all the way through to removal, and then also our sister company can do build back.
So you got the renovation side, kind of building it back.
We're a one-stop shop at this point.
Got it. That's awesome, man. That's great.
We have lots of equipment. Fun. One of the pieces of equipment we have, which is really amazing, it's called an esporta machine. And generally when you wash clothes and things like that, it cleans by agitation. So it's like, spinning very rough and it can damage fibers and fabric and stuff.
Right.
We have a machine that uses pressure, right, but gently. So it pushes the contaminants off of the fiber, okay, without agitating it, and cleans it 1,000 times better than if you were to take it to a washing machine.
Wow.
And we have really good results with like shoes. Instead of having to throw them out. I mean, obviously, if it's too bad, there's no magic pill. I mean, if it's rotted beyond a certain point, what can you do? But we've found we have really good results in salvaging some stuff that some people really hold dear and dear to their hearts,
Right. Yeah, absolutely. And firsthand experience as well. I had an issue with mold in my home as a new construction home, and Brandon and his team did a great job. He came over and where it was most evident for me, it was interesting because it was in, the air handler was in the garage, which in many cases is not a controlled climate environment, and there's going to be, so we think it originated from there. But I have a black boxing, what do you call it, punching bag.
Okay.
So the mold was very evident on top. Right. You could see it, so it was coming from a vent, so it had made its way into the air vents throughout the whole system. So can you expand on that?
Yeah. Basically, you have the coils of the AC, and you have the blower wheel, which is inside the air handler and forces the air through the ducts, right? And so you have metal surfaces, and you have condensation there. You're going to have, especially when we run our AC is a lot higher usually, and more often in the summer. So you're going to get that condensation built up in the blower wheel and in the coils, and that's all going to feed what the spores. Okay, the spores are what grow into mold. Okay. So grow is that, like the best way to look at it is mold is like the forest or the trees or the plants, right?
Yep.
And the spores are the seeds.
Okay.
Spores have the potential for life. They're not actually alive. That's why ozone is not as effective. It'll kill mold, but it actually won't affect the spores. It just stops them from growing because they need the oxygen. Right? So what happens is the spores get released. If they get what they need, like I said, the life triangle, air, water, food, they will grow. Well, they can grow throughout the ducts because there's always going to be a potential of moisture in the blower wheel, the coils, and the ducts, right? And then once you have growth in there, it will spread mycotoxins and spores throughout your house. And that's where we come in.
And you come in and you have this whole system, this fogging system. You wipe down everything. Talk about the process.
So on a sanitization job, I mean, there's different levels of jobs. There's remediation, which honestly, this is kind of funny, goes all the way back to the Bible.
Yeah.
The Bible talks about how to treat mold. You remove it and burn it in the Bible.
Wow.
Right? I don't remember the passage, forgive me. I have to go back to Bible school. But
that's pretty cool, though.
Yeah, it's interesting,
in the Bible,
right?
Biblical.
Yeah. But so there's, if you have impacted material like gypsum, drywall or something like that, it has to be removed. There are certain standards we have to follow under our licensing, right?
Yep.
But if you don't have that impact and you have, more of a sanitization where you have, some growth in the duct or AC, and you have spores and mycotoxins in the house, and you don't need the remediation so much, more the sanitization, which would be the dry fog.
Yep.
Then we have an excellent product. Not only is it effective when we do remediation to get the final product, but also is one of the most effective products on the market for actually sanitizing a home of mold spores, and just making it livable for the people living there.
Right, and it's a non-toxic, right?
Yes.
It's
Hydrogen
non-chemicals.
peroxide and vinegar are the main ingredients.
Perfect.
Right, but lab commercial grade.
Yep.
It's non-toxic, hypoallergenic. At Moser, we've all drank the Kool-Aid. We've all had our own homes treated.
There you go. Nice.
Brandon, I'm probably going to start doing this too. Brandon, I was just talking to Brandon Faust the other day, and he was talking. He likes to get his home treated like once a year.
Yeah.
Just to make sure, keep it fresh.
Yeah, I like that.
good idea to have like some sort of maintenance program or something.
That's great.
Yeah.
All right, Aaron Case, moldzero.com. You can find them online on the website moldzero.com. And if you have any folks out there that are looking for something like that, we'd love to have you support one of our show partners here and all of our 80-plus categories, 50-plus partners here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. We all want to help you win. We all have that educator's heart, when we come in, and we really want to let you know what you're getting, why you're getting it, and that educational process. Thanks again, Aaron. Appreciate you. Alex Lima was on the show, Fred Muth as well, and we want you to please go out there and consider committing a random act of kindness. Do something kind for one another. Be a force for good in the community, and we'll see you next time right here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Make sure you check out consumerqb.com.
You've been listening to The Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes. Whether it's real estate, consumer, or financial advice, let Brandon call your next play. Contact Brandon Rhymes at 813-670-7372. That's 813-670-7372. Online at consumerqb.com. And join us next time for The Consumer Quarterback Show.